Hello my art peeps, it's Kelly here. So today we are painting some super easy, beginner-friendly watercolor butterflies using just 5 simple steps. There is no detailed sketching with this one, no perfection, and honestly I think the messier that they are, seriously, the prettier they become. And these are perfect for handmade cards, for bookmarks, little gifts, maybe even art journaling. And I think the best part is that you can paint these in under 10 minutes. So if you've ever thought butterflies looked too complicated to paint, this one is for you. And I also wanted to share some of my patrons' gorgeous butterflies that they did. We did a 5-minute warm-up last Friday on this, and they just had such a good time with it. And look at these beautiful things that they created. And if you want to join our Patreon, we do a live 5-minute Friday every Friday, and there is a 7-day free trial if you want to check it out. And before we jump in, I would love to know in the comments, what is your favorite butterfly color combo? Do you like it bold and bright, soft and dreamy? Do you like it with some sparkle? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's get into it. Well, hello everyone. So I have been playing with creating butterflies and I have been having so much fun with glitter, without glitter, and I thought I would show you how to do one of these little beauties. I started off, I'll show you, my very first one looked like this, and I was, playing with a very wet into wet. And then I went into something like this. It's more, it's a little smaller, angelic. I was playing with some color combos here with my patrons. And then I went into this, which I think is my favorite so far. And I just changed the colors in each one of them. So we're going to try this today. Now I am using some Funto watercolor cards for this one. They are blank watercolor cards and they do come with envelopes. I wasn't quite sure about these. I got these for Christmas time and I haven't really used them much, but they worked out really well for this. So we're going to paint it on this. I'm going to tape it down. I am going to use 2 brushes. Pretty much I do the 2 brushes the whole time. I'm using my number 3 Meeden and my wonderful Lebanson goat hair brush, which is handmade. And I will have the information for all of these things linked down below. And then for funsies, I added some Lissalinka beautiful. These are just gorgeous. The shine on these are unmatched to any other metallic paints that I've had. Look at that. So I'm going to use some of that on here as well. I don't think they don't sell those on Amazon or anything, but if you go to lissalinka.com, and I'll put that link down below for you too, so you can check that out. So we'll need that later, and I'm not affiliated with them at all. Matter of fact, one of my patrons sent me those as a gift. Isn't that wonderful? And they are a little pricey, but they are absolutely gorgeous. They go a long way. I've had those for probably, I want to say, a year now. So, I mean, you don't need to use much, very little at a time. A little goes a long way. And even with using them in your paintings, you don't need to have a whole lot. Like you can see, I just put just a few little strokes here, some in the little body, and just a couple little highlights in the wings. And someone said these were called, they weren't really butterflies. They were, what did they say? Butter dragons. I think butter dragons. I think it's what someone named them. Someone said they look like little fairies. I mean, they're just so much fun. Very easy to do. And we did this during our 5-minute Friday warm up on my patrons. We do a 5-minute Friday every Friday, and we actually have a whole collection. We started this when I was in Florida. So there's quite a few of them. We're going to be doing 5-minute Fridays through the rest of this year. You can join us and go back and see all the old ones and stick around for the whole year and join us for more. I'm going to tint my water just a little bit so you can see it. And I've really been having fun playing with the color combos. And I think everybody really liked this pink one with the fluorescent green. So I'm going to go with that. So I'm just going to get a little bit of magenta on here. I'm going to water it down. I just want it so that you can see it lightly, but mostly water. Hopefully you can see this. So I start out with this wing, and I keep it really rough on the edges, like at little peaks. So I'm going to have 2 little wings, and I separate those wings out. And you want to keep it pretty wet. So I'm going to add just a little bit more water. I want it to burst when I add the color in the body. So there are our two wings. And now I'm going to add the body. So I'm going to do a little bit of pink. So we start off with just a little circle for the head. And then we bring the body down. So they tend to grow on us sometimes. I like to add just a little bit more to the body on the top and then bring it down to more of a point. So this is why they kind of look like a dragonfly in a way. And I like to give them a little angelic, almost like a little face. So this part is not meeting the wing yet. Now I'm going to grab some more paint and I'm going to burst that into here. Now some paper works really well. This paper, some colors will work better than others, but you just basically want to let the paints go with the water. You don't need to really do too much brush work. Now I'm doing a little bit here, just like to get the little separations, leave a little bit of white in there when I'm doing it. Coming around here, I can kind of, move the paints slightly, but I want to leave it separate here so they don't touch. And then I'm going to add some green. So I'm using my Rosa paints here. I've got my very vibrant green, which is gorgeous. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to that to really brighten it up, almost make it neon. And I'm going to drop that in on the edge of that wing. Now, on most wings, I have these pretty much white, but just so you can see it, I've got the pink in there. So you can come outside this a little bit and just trace around some of that wing. You can even trace around out here. You can mix the colors a little bit if you want. And they're going to get a little muddied if you mix those two particular colors. And then I can add just a tiny bit more of vibrant pink. So I've got the consistency more of cream here, very thick paint, and I can drag some of this up. Just give it a little bit of detail in there. You notice when I lift up, I get a little blob. Whenever you lift off your brush, that's where the paint is going to settle. And then we can add a little bit more darkness in the body. And you don't really need to do much more at this point. I could add just a tad bit of green in the body as well. Just a little bit extra color. Need to mix up some more. Look how vibrant that is. It's almost fluorescent. Isn't that pretty? Maybe a little bit more on the outside. I want to brighten it up a little bit. See, pink and your green will make it somewhat muddied, so play around with it. But we're going to put in also some of the metallic, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And then I'm going to switch and use my detailed brush. It's got a really nice point on here. And I think I'll choose, maybe we'll do the green for the legs, green and the yellow. Again, I want fairly thick paint. I'll load up on that brush and we're just going to create some little antennas here. A couple little dots on the ends and then a few little legs. So I have the line coming out and then I do a little bit of a bend. So maybe they're landing on something, maybe they're not. Put a little bit more green in here. Just have fun with it. Okay, and then I'm going to dry that. Now normally I like to let them air dry, but when I'm teaching or in a hurry, they're already started to dry a little bit because this paper does not hold the water, it just wants to suck it in. And sometimes the paints will lighten a little bit because of that. If you have really good paper like Arches or something, they have a tendency to work a little bit better and the pigment doesn't it gets absorbed, but it lays on top of the paper, so it's a little bit brighter. I'm going to use a heat gun so it doesn't blow everywhere. We are back. It's all dry, and now we're going to grab our sparklies or a little bit of Lisalenka. So I'm going to use a little bit of the gold. Now, Lisalenka does come with a little dropper as well, but I put too much water on there. I really didn't need to use it. I just used my brush. It's nice and wet, and I can get a nice thick consistency with it that way. Even that brush, see how that's just sparkly and just gliding all over the place there. So I'd like to put a little bit in the body and maybe a little bit in the head. And I want it pretty pigmented. Even put a little extra on the wings and the little antennas and the feet. A little goes a long way with this, so you don't really need a whole lot. And then I'm going to put in some little lines in here. Do you see that sparkle? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And we can have, a couple little separations here and there. And you don't have to get super detailed with this, but just have fun with it. And then we'll put in a few little dots. Some gold, you could do some green. Any colors you want. I might do a little bit of this green too. Rinsing my brush off again. Oops, clean water. Now, one thing with these, you want to make sure that you wash your brushes directly after, whenever you're using anything that's sparkly. Make sure your brush is nice and clean. I like to use this brush only because it doesn't really have a ferrule, so it doesn't get stuck up here quite as much, but you can see that glisten in there. And you want to wash out your rinse water as well, because your rinse water will then contaminate all your other paints if you're using that and dipping into it. So I'm just going to put a few more little sparklies in here. It has some small dots, some big dots. Just have fun with it. And I can even put a little bit on the outside, because they're kind of iridescent anyway, right? Those little wings, just beautiful. And there we have it, a beautiful little butterfly. I'm gonna untape it and I'll let you see it. And I'm gonna go wash my brush off. So you can see really not much, actually. It rinsed out pretty well, but sometimes you can see the sparkle in there. And I want to mention too, when you have brushes, when you're done, wash them, rinse them, and then make sure you take out the excess water. If there's excess water in there, sometimes I'll just take it through my paper towel, or if you want to reuse things, I just have a cloth, and take most of the water out, and I just work the brush into a nice point. And then I usually will lay it down to dry. Now, technically, you're supposed to leave a brush down this way, especially if they have a ferrule that can rust, because if you hold your brushes up this way, all that water runs down, and sometimes it can rust the ferrule. And when I say ferrule, I'm looking at something like this here. So you have that metal around the edge. This one doesn't have it, but this is a handmade brush. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's just take this off of here, and I'll show you what we've got. I'm also under the light this evening while I record this, so this should be nice and bright and pretty under the light. Had a little water there. Let me pick this up. I do have to sign it. And look at that. Ooh, I still have that wet right there. I dropped. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that sparkle. And if you don't have Lissalinka, that's all right. Use, if you have some other metallics, or if you're not a fan of metallics, you don't have to. You can also do more colors than this. So just have fun with it, play, and don't forget to tag me if you do this. Make sure to like, share. That really helps my channel. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.